And I'm joined on the show now by an artist who signed with Scarbeat Records in 1967 and released his debut album Rocksteady with Dandy a year later. You may know him for his hit single Suzanne Beware of the Devil. You will definitely know A Message to You Rudy, which he wrote and was a hit for the Specials, of course. Good morning, Dandy Livingstone.
Good morning to you, sir.
Dandy, you're back performing for the first time in over 40 years at the 2012 London International Ska Festival. How does that feel?
I'm looking forward to it.
And after 40 years, why have you decided to make a comeback now?
The last 10 years or so, people have been emailing me, phoning, all sort of messages left on my phone, right, to do something. And now is the right time, I think.
Fair enough. You grew up in Kingston, Jamaica, which is where we're talking to you from now, and moved to London aged 15. What do you remember about London in your teens?
I finished school in London, right? In the 59, 60s. It was a bit rough, but as a youngster, challenges, I look forward to, being better. And it worked out.
And how did it compare with life in Kingston?
Personally, I was never down in the so-called ghetto of Kingston or the inner city. I grew up in a middle-class family, My parents broken marriage, so my mother took off, and I followed.
Did you miss Jamaica then?
Not really. No, something, I didn't. Owing to the fact I was just 14, 15,
Sure.
And as I said before, it was challenging for me to, somewhere new, my mom was there, that's, kids and mom.
What were your first impressions of London?
In them times, anyway, you'd take a coach from London, from Heathrow to, I think it was Liverpool Street, I'm not sure, right?
Very possibly, yes.
Anyway, I got there and my mom wasn't there. Anyway, I found out why she wasn't there, because the flight was delayed out of Kingston. Anyway, this was my first adventure. Everybody left. I was all alone. I was the only one left there at the station. And I just jumped in a taxi and found my way home.
And was music already a part of your life then?
I remember my dad used to have these long-playing records in Jamaica, right? I grew up on jazz. He was always into jazz, and big ballads and things like that. I didn't see myself being a musician then. Because, it was like taboo in them days, you know what I mean?
You were expected to get a proper job?
Yeah, right, When I remember telling my mom about music and she scorned at me, you know what I mean? Music, you're mad.
How did music become a part of your life?
Well, I'll tell you something. Music came apart mainly to stay out of trouble. Serious, and that's serious, right?
Right.
Not that, I was, I wasn't gullible or anything like that, for anybody to lead me astray, but peer pressure. And I said, you know what? I'm going to stay away from these guys. I remember a gentleman, much big man to me then. He had a piano, and he usually banged this piano all day. And one day I saw him outside his front door, and we just got talking, and that was it. I just went, and he had his daughters and his sons and things, and we all started just banging the piano. And that was it.
That's where it all began.
I fell in love with it.
We're going to play Suzanne Beware of the Devil now. What do you remember about writing this?
I remember recording that song 3 times. Twice in London and once in Jamaica.
Why so many times?
I wasn't happy, with the outcome of the previous 2. I came back to Jamaica for the first time in 13 years, and I recorded it at Dynamic Studio. Went back to London, forgot all about it. It came out as a B-side. Emperor Roscoe was the person, right, was the jock who took it up, who reversed it, played the B-side, and said, look, call Trojan and say, you guys have a hit record.
Wow. We've got to hear it now. Let's hear it. It's Dandy Livingstone and Suzanne Beware of the Devil.
Suzanne, beware of the devil. Don't let him spoil your heart. Suzanne, beware of the devil. Don't let him put us apart. Did you say we got apart? Or did you say let's go for a walk? Did you say you got someone new? Or did you say you like the color of my shoe? I don't know what's going on. You're not the girl I used to know. You're turning my world upside down, branding me with a frown. Hey, Suzanne, beware. you say you're sticking around? Did I hear you say you're serious? Or did you say it's all a bluff? Why do you wanna change our dreams? All the things we planned and schemed. Do you really wanna go? Or is it just an overnight glow? Hey, Susan, beware of the devil. Don't let him spoil your heart. Susan, beware of the devil. Don't let him put us apart. No, no. Did you say we got apart? Or did you say let's go for a walk? Did you say you got someone new? Or did you say you like the color of my shoe? I don't know what's going on. You're not the girl I used to know. You're turning my world upside down, branding me with a frown. Hey, hey, Susan, beware of the devil. Don't let him spoil your heart. Hey, Susan, beware of the devil. Oh, don't let him put us apart. Whoa, oh, Susan, beware of the devil. Don't let him spoil your heart.
That's the one and only Dandy Livingstone there, and Suzanne, beware of the devil. Dandy, that's 40 years old now. Is it still good to hear it?
Very good to hear it.
I'm sure. But look, tell us about setting up Trojan Records, an absolute milestone in music history.
I remember Lee got I got a phone call from him one day. I got a call from him when I left Rita King, the Scarbeat label. And he said to me, Danny, what are you doing? I said, nothing. He said, come and see me. You know, I'm going to start a label. Bonnie Lee and myself was in Lee's office that morning, and he was scrambling names, you know. He said, how about Trojan Records, Bonnie? How about Trojan Records, Dandy? And we all said, oh, it sounds good, you know. You got Trojan in Jamaica, you know, people know the name Trojan, why not? And that was how Trojan started, at Cambridge Road. No, at Neeson Lane.
That's amazing that you were there when Trojan got named.
I was there.
Which acts were your favourites to work with at that time?
I used to work with the Marvels. We did some lovely stuff. And the Rudies. And, you know, I used to use their group, you know, for backing and things like that. You know, Red Red Wine, Reggae and Jaggy, songs like that. And
did you feel like you were part of something special at the time?
No. It was just fun.
It can't have felt like work.
It didn't feel like work, no.
No. Now, this weekend it is the amazing London International Ska Festival. And this year, it's also, of course, the 50th anniversary of Jamaican independence. So a real cause for celebration.
It's a good thing. Looking back, you know, the old ska movement from the Scatterlines from 62 until present, it's a big move. How will you be celebrating in Jamaica? To be honest with you, I don't even know. And there's no doubt it's going to be big. I'm a one-away person, you know. I'm a loner. I just play my golf, right, and get back home. Fair enough. I don't really mix with the in-crowd, so to speak. But that in-crowd, I'm sure, would love to be a part of your life. For goodness sake, you're the guy who wrote A Message to You, Rudy. Uh-huh. Yeah, people hardly know of that in Jamaica. Really? Yeah, really. Well, look, can you tell us a little bit about writing that tune? I would say the maximum 7 minutes. 7 minutes. No, I'm serious. Probably 3 for the lyrics and 4 for the melody. Really? Yeah. To be honest with you, you know, some tunes come easy, and that was one of the very easy ones. Where were you when you wrote it? Dawlish Road, Leighton. Right. And you just sat down one day and thought, I've got this idea. Yeah, you know, there were all these Rudy songs, you know, highlighting Rude Boys and bigging up Rude Boys. So I thought to myself, why not send a message? I was all the way in London, right? But I was thinking about Jamaica. And you performed it yourself first, didn't you? Yeah, I did, yeah, man. Vic Carey was the engineer. I remember Rico Rodriguez, right? And Rico said to me, I can't remember, what do you want me to play? I said, play the melody line. And that was it. Tan, 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 tan. As intro. What, so you hummed it to him and then he followed that? It's a melody of the song, don't it? That from the man who actually wrote it. It was made famous, of course, by the Specials, which must have been pleasing. Very. Which is why you're playing golf all day and sitting. Yeah, right. I'm guessing I've got this image of you in perhaps a dressing gown there now in your home in Jamaica, reclining in a nice air-conditioned suite overlooking your pool. No pool. I don't like pools. But the fish pond is nice.
All right. Just incredible to talk to you. You're a living legend. And you're here in the UK playing live this weekend. Dandy
right.
Livingstone plays the O2 Academy in Islington tonight and is around all weekend in London as part of the London International Ska Festival. Dandy, thank you so much for sparing the time to talk to me.
You're welcome.
Thank you, and have a great
looking
weekend.
Forward to see you all.
Cheers. Have a great weekend, Dandy.
Yeah, man. You too, man. Bye-bye.
Stop your running about. It's time you straighten right out. Stop your running around, making trouble in the town. Rudy, a message to you, Rudy, a message to you. You're growing older each day. You want to think of your future, or you might wind up in jail. Then you will suffer. Rudy, a message to you, Rudy, a message to you. Stop your running about. It's time you straighten right out. Stop your running around, making trouble in the town. Rudy, a message to you, Rudy.
That's Dandy Livingstone.
A message to you.
A message to you, Rudy. Big thanks to Dandy, who we caught up with earlier in the week. Well, he was still at home, as we discussed, back in Jamaica, and he's heading over here as we speak, flying over right now to play live at the O2 Academy in Islington tonight, alongside Dave Barker, Rico Rodriguez, the Phoenix City All-Stars, and DJ Gladdywax. That's at the O2 Academy in Islington tonight as part of the London International Ska Festival. And he's also going to be signing copies of the official London International Ska Festival book at Modfather Clothing in Camden on Sunday, also over the weekend for the festival. There'll be appearances by the Jewelers, Freddie Notes, the Neville Staple Band, and Gaz Mail from Gaz's Rockin' Blues. All the details at londoninternationalskafestival.co.uk.